You are entering ENC's Pod of Awesomeness.
All right, here we are again. There was I gave it another shot. I was like, maybe this time he's going to hop in. Maybe this time he'll do it. And still,
it ain't never going to happen, man. Never going to happen.
Why?
I just don't like it. It's just not my groove, not my thing, man. I don't like it.
Your groove, eh, cat?
It's not my wheelhouse.
Cat?
Yeah.
Skilly.
That's
Wow.
That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say it's not my wheelhouse. That's a little more, you know.
It's not my groove. Now I just picture you in like a beret and a black turtleneck.
And like the John Lennon sunglasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah.
So there you have it. There's the beginning of this thing. We're going to do a Q&A today. And what's interesting about this is that
the always semi-popular Q&A.
Here's what's really interesting. Usually, and there's probably a reason why I start this thing. There's probably a reason why I usually take care of the Twitter thing, because I didn't put out the question and answer info on Twitter this time. I let you do it. The only thing is you didn't tag me in it, so I didn't get any questions. You're supposed to put it both in there, Birdman.
I don't know. Maybe I just want to put myself over and make it seem like I was the one getting all the questions. Everything like that? Right.
Well,
yeah, I think before we go on here any further too, I don't know if you heard about this. I saw just before we jumped on here that Harley Race passed away.
Yeah, I did see that, and I'm really bummed out because
Me too.
I've actually, became friends with Harley over the years, and we talked on the phone, and I was going through my voicemails, and I still have voicemails from him, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's strange, I was talking to Nick, our buddy Kazarni, Sin Bodhi. He had called me, and we were talking about it. And what was I loved bringing my mom to WrestleMania, right? So she was just like this crazy social butterfly once she got there, and she'd be drinking till 4 a.m. with Ric Flair one night, and then she'd be gone all day the next. I'm like, where were you? She goes, oh, I was just shopping with Rose and Harley Race. I was like, oh, okay. And she became great friends with Rose and Harley. And it's just, so we all became friends, but it was because of my mom, which is so cool, actually. And she just loves spending time with them, and I love spending time with them. And, you think back to, Harley is the NWA to me. Like, when I think of the 10 pounds of gold, I don't think of Ric Flair. I think of Harley. And, the later incarnation, the big gold belt, I think Rick. But that classic one that you held, man, I think Harley Race. And I just picture those knee drops and those headbutts and just that very methodical, gritty style.
That sandpaper we always talk about, he had that in spades, right? Like, he was just such a believable performer.
And not only that, but he made people too, and he could do it it's just so easily,
definitely one of the true legends in the sport, and to prove that point, anytime he was backstage, there was always a lineup of superstars there waiting to shake his hand and say hello.
Yeah, almost
went out of your way.
Yeah, almost like kiss the ring kind of thing,
right. Yeah.
Because just his work with NWA, and then also to go to WWF and be King Harley and all of those things. That was really the first instance where I got to see what he was all about. Same. And then as you get into the business, and then you start going back, because being in Canada, we didn't get NWA, so we had to play catch up on that. And man, you start seeing some of that stuff, and you know, Starrcade, the first Starrcade, and the cage match, and just how many things he was involved in. You know, when it was still regional, about to take off, you know, on a national and then worldwide scale.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, like I said, true legend.
Yeah, you know, that term gets bandied about a lot, but that is a man who absolutely deserves that term. No questions asked. And you know, if there was ever a person for the you know, rest in power, that's Harley Race.
Yeah.
So I miss him.
Yeah. So we should probably get into this Q&A then, huh?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably time. Get into you know, the one question I did get, which thankfully there was one.
Do you want to read it, or you want to save it?
Well, we already talked about it, and this is why. But Pete Metzger was smart enough to try and cover your dumb tracks,
right?
Basically, and he tagged me in it. And his question was, please comment on Harley Race and any influence he had on you and Edge's careers. So we just talked about that. But shout out to Pete for picking up the Birdman slack. Basically.
Not hard to do. I'm always slacking. So let's get to it.
Well, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Hey, and next week, what do you say we do a SummerSlam episode?
We could do that.
We're heading into SummerSlam. I feel like there's a lot of stuff SummerSlam we can talk about. You know, whether it's Ultimate Warrior winning the IC title, Bret Hart, all of that stuff, Mega Powers, brother, and then, you know, stuff we did too.
Right.
Yeah. There you have it. Well, just came up with that. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Fire away. Let's get into the deep sack.
All right, here. So Mackenzie the Mark at valid username _5 wants
what was it? Valid username?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is Tales from the Indies no longer a featured segment on the pod? Did you guys run out of Oreos to pay Tommy Dreamer? Tommy's elusive.
Yes.
You know, you'd think otherwise, being so big and doughy, that he'd be easy to find. But he's like, you remember Shmoo, the cartoon Shmoo? Where he could just kind of, slide in and out of places. It's kind of like Tommy, you know. But he's been busy. We had him lined up once, and then we had to cancel, and I think he got mad. He got hot. We need to do it again. It's still a thing.
It is a thing, and I know people enjoy it. He's kind of got, this is a music reference, so I know you're going to tune out, Jay, but he's kind of got a bit of a Brian Wilson vibe to him, too. You know, from the Beach Boys, he's kind of like that weird dude who just sits in his house by himself when the girls all leave and eats Oreos, and he won't answer the phone when he's doing that, and He's the Brian Wilson of wrestling. There'll be 4 people who get that reference.
Since nobody else sent you any questions, I'll ask another one.
Yeah, sure.
Phantom at Lane Cobain would like to know, was there ever any talks, Edge, of Alter Bridge playing you to the ring at WrestleMania?
Very good question, and I have a very good answer, I believe. Also, not surprised that it was a music-based question, since it was Lane Staley? Or no, Lane Cobain, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Was the handle? Yeah, grunge fan. We had talked about it, but the way it had worked out is I was always a heel. And I really think that a heel shouldn't have a badass band playing him to the ring, because you're going to cheer that. It's cool. Like, I don't know, I see Triple H come out and high-fiving with Lemmy and Motorhead, and I go, okay, well, what's there to hate? You know, if you're a heel, to me, you do everything within your power to be a heel, and having a kick-ass metal band or a kick-ass rock band out there singing you to the ring, that's tough to hate. And that was just my mentality on it.
Right.
Now, I would have loved to have them play me to the ring, but it just I was never a face in a year that it would work, or touring and schedule, and it just never fell in the proper time. The only time it possibly could have worked would have been WrestleMania 24 against Taker. But again, so I'm in the main event against Undertaker, and I come out last, and I come out to them playing me to the ring. Well, I'm not much of a heel then at that point, am I? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm looking too much into it, and I should have just gone for the moment. But that was my mentality anyway.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Even if you're a fucking idiot. Rowdy.
How does that make you a fucking idiot?
I don't know. At Ronda Rousey fan, who do you think is the Tom Brady, a.k.a. the GOAT of the modern era pro wrestling? I would have to say John Cena off the top of my head. I mean,
what is the modern era, though? What years are we talking?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would say in the last decade, maybe. That's what I'll base it on, and I would have to say Cena.
Does the modern era start with the WrestleMania era? Like, I don't.
Maybe that's. Maybe we should just scratch this question then.
Well, if we could clarify that. If we could clarify.
Okay, let's say last 10 years. We'll make up our own. We'll say last 10 years.
Yeah, I think you got to go with John, right? I mean,
right.
I think what John did is he decided, and he saw what Vince's vision was. While the rest of us wanted to have, these kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of rated R layers to our characters, whether it was, again, Triple H or me or I don't know, like. Batista but I think John realized, hey, wait, if I go this wholesome route and do the superhero thing like Hogan before, and there wasn't really that during the Attitude Era because it was Stone Cold who was like an anti-hero and there was Rock who was like an anti-hero. So I think he realized that gap in time made it the right time, and Vince saw that and wanted that to go, oh, okay, I can fill this. I can fill that Hulk Hogan, aspect of things that hasn't been around for almost 10 or 15 years now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he was smart, saw that, and in doing that, became the go-to guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know who else, is there any other names you can think of,
Well, like I said, if we base it on the last 10 years, I think I think the ability of, the amount of time that he spent in that top position, and it's a hard position to be in on the road because there's a lot expected of you when you are the face of the company. Yeah. You have very little time at home, and he embraced that, and I can't think of another top superstar that did it for the amount of time that he did it on top.
I will say, though, if you're looking for the bedrock that really holds everything down and maybe doesn't get the credit for being like the face or anyway, but the guy who has been there through it all and kept it all solid as Taker.
Right. Yeah.
From way before when John was still growing short hairs. So an argument could be made that for the last 30 years, it's been Taker.
I mean, it's subjective, right? I mean, it's a subjective question. There's so many that you could choose from, and wouldn't get them wrong on any of them.
Yeah,
brother. So, Rue World Order at ADR_36 wants to know, what's the favorite hockey jersey you ever owned?
I immediately know the top two.
Mine would be my very first Toronto Maple Leafs jersey with number 31, Reggett, on the back for Ken Reggett. Yeah. And I'll never forget, much like we used to wait for the wrestlers outside Maple Leaf Gardens when we were kids, they had to park outside and walk in off the sidewalk so you could get autographs or see them, take pictures, whatever. Same thing with the hockey players. They had to walk in the same way.
Yeah. Which
is mind-blowing. Now that these guys would just walk across the street and go in, right? Like, you'd never see that now. And Ken Reggett was walking in. I was at a game. And it was dead of winter, so I had my jacket on. I had like a couple layers of like a couple jackets on. It was so cold. And I saw him walking in. I was trying to get the jacket off to show him the jersey. Like a mark. Yeah. Right? Like a fucking Reggett mark. So he goes in this glass door, and just as I was like pulling the thing off, he kind of pushed through and went through the door, and I kind of hit the window, and I said, Ken. And he turned around and looked, and I spun around and showed him the back of my jersey just on time. And when I turned back around and looked at him, he pointed at me and said, that's a cool kid right there. And he walked away. And I was like, fuck yeah, Ken Reggett thinks I'm cool.
And then as he walked away, I went, fucking Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks for the royalties, kid.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite, huh?
Yeah.
So I remember the first two I had. They were both hand-me-downs from my uncle Gary. Mm-hmm. One was a Maple Leafs with, get this, so the Maple Leaf was velvet. It was a velvet crest. So weird. And then the other one was the old blue and dark, like the baby blue and dark blue Pittsburgh Penguins jersey. And it even had the holes for the lace in the neck.
Yeah.
So those were my first two. My favorite, though, was a home when home was a white jersey. New Jersey Devils.
Which they should go back to, by the way.
They should. They absolutely should. I still don't get that. But Sean Burke, New Jersey Devils jersey was my absolute favorite. That dark green with the red, that logo, just everything about it. I loved Sean Burke. He's coming off of the junior Canadian team, and he had some buzz about him, and then he was great. So that I think is my favorite. I also had a Vancouver Canucks jersey with the giant V, the black with the yellow and orange V. Yeah. It was pretty bad,
jersey, that'd be like the best.
Oh man, or Williams jersey, Tiger Williams. That'd be pretty good too. But snap
Cliff Ronning.
He was good. Really good.
Also, I had another one I should say is I had the LA Kings jersey when it first went to they changed from the purple to the black and gray.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I had number 9 Bernie Nichols. That was pretty badass jersey. I like that one too.
That was a good one. I remember when that happened. That was huge. Yeah. And I have a Canada. I still have it. A Canada Cup. With the half maple leaf.
Yeah.
I got that. Still.
It's classic.
Yeah,
it's a great jersey. Yeah. Hockey jersey is the best. Just saying.
I have about
Shea Turner.
All right, sorry.
Shea Turner at Memphis 75. Has Edge ever mocked any other talent than Shane O'Mac?
Yes. To demonstrate what the mock game is. See, because you explain, and people go, "What? That doesn't even really make sense. I don't get it. I don't. What are you talking about?" And then you do it to them just to give them a taste of why it's so important, why it's so historic. Basically, you have to give them a little taste of the uncomfortable nature of it. And when you do, everyone, to a person, immediately cringes and gets like like they just sucked on a sour Patch Kid, like that. It's a horrible, vile thing.
Yeah.
So yes, I have.
You can't say peak ass because they said any other talent. So
true. Yeah. Baldo gets involved sometimes. A-Train. Yeah. What other names did he have? Tensai.
Hip Hop Hippo.
Hip Hop Hippo. Hey, Albert. Yeah. Oh, man, he's had some brutal ones, huh?
Prince Albert. Jesus,
fucking guy.
Yeah. Ryan at Shaptop. At Shaptop, yeah, threw me there. The extra A threw me for a little bit there. Not that smart. Fucking rain, but can you tell a good story about training at Bret Hart's house in '96 or '97? And how did you and Tommy Dreamer start traveling together? Did you hit it off right away? Well, I guess the story at Brett's for me, there's a couple. I mean, we had when we went to Stu's place too, where I kind of got stretched by Stu, which is
the
pretty
one I'm
funny.
telling. That's the one I'm
tell
telling.
that one. Okay. So the one at Brett's place is, Brett had a ring in his indoor pool downstairs at his house.
Yeah, like a giant room.
Yeah, it was a giant room, but in the corner of this indoor pool, he had a ring. So Brett was always on the road. We very rarely saw him when we were there training. So the one day Brett gets home, and we're in there training, and I see Brett come down, and he sits in one of the chairs, like one of the like lawn chairs, the pool area chairs. And it looks like he's watching us all. So now I'm like, oh, man, I got to fucking pick up the pace here. Brett's here watching. And I thought it was going to be really cool. I got thrown off the ropes, and I was trying to hit them like super speed, but like the light that was coming in through the window, the big glass window, like threw me off, and I misjudged the rope. And when I went to hit the rope, I fell between the top rope and the middle rope, ass over tea kettle, and almost fell into the pool. And I'm like hanging on for dear life, and I'm like my legs are flailing around, kicking, and a couple guys came and pulled me up. And I turn around, I look at Brett, and I'm like, oh my God. And he's on the phone, and he just gets up and he walks out. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, maybe that's his first impression of me and he probably won't even remember it. But I could have, like, in my mind, he was looking right at me, and that's what, like, he's like, oh, these guys all suck. I'm leaving. This guy can't even hit the ropes. Anyways. Do you remember that?
I do, because I was standing in the corner. And I didn't try and come help you. I just watched it all happen, and it felt like it was 2 hours of you falling through and flailing. Oh my gosh. Oh, the look on your face was amazing.
I know,
I wish I had a camera.
I was like my face was all flush, like, yeah, man.
And, at that point too, there was a lot of guys there, but you were a standout and way ahead.
Well, not that minute I wasn't.
But not when it counted.
Yeah, not when it counted. Not when the pressure was on.
Oh, man. Oh, man. This is another another one where you're the recipient. So we go to Stu's house.
Yeah.
And we're on the front porch, and we're talking to Stu, and he's sitting in the chair, and he's telling us all of these old stories, and we're just sitting there just soaking it all in, and like still kind of freaked out that we're sitting here with Stu Hart, and he's reminiscing with us, And then he started to tell stories about how back in his day, what he would do and all of these things. And I can see him creeping closer and closer to Jay. So I see this happening. Yeah. And I know you saw it happening too, but like...
Yeah, I kind of fed him the arm, Come on.
You didn't move. You knew what was coming, but you're like, well, what do I do? Do I like run away, or do I just kind of accept what is about to happen, and then we have a great story that we can tell on a podcast 30 years later? Right. So little by little, he snatches Jay's arm and he starts explaining, and then I did this, and then I put him here, and I pulled it, and now he's doing all of these things to Jay. And I can tell at some point Jay's starting to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the part I'll never forget, and this is pretty much where it ended, is he goes, and then I put my chin in his eye.
Yeah.
And he stuck his chin in your eyeball.
Yeah, that hurt. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Well, first he kind of wrapped he kind of wrapped my own arm around my neck and was like choking me with my own arm. And then he spun me, and he had like kind of like as my arm was wrapped around his neck, we were kind of chest to chest, and like my other arm's like stuck at the side, my other arm is like choking myself out, and he just jams his chin into my eye socket, and I'm like, man, yeah. But you know what though? It was like a badge of honor getting stretched by Stu.
It was, and I got to see it.
You were a little jealous.
I mean, I kind of was and I wasn't. because he snatched you and I got to watch it. So that was worth it too. But I was like, man, he just got stretched by Stu. Shit. Mm-hmm. I never got stretched by him. Yeah. So yeah, that was a couple of stories from our time out there.
Yeah. Well. Oh, I guess I better. Is John still here? Or did he fall asleep? Where do you go get more pizza?
You didn't give
John
me any
is still
questions.
here.
He's eating pizza and there he is.
I'm here. All right, I actually got one for you, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is from Lewis Elliott Davies. I probably botched that really bad. At L_E_Davies 84. Jay, how come you didn't outbid the $1 Million Man for the 24/7 title at the Raw reunion? I'm sure you could afford it.
Well, I didn't want to. I mean, if I can't win it legit, I don't want it. So that was my mindset. Although I did do a little teaser on a social media interview where I said I was going to go after it, keep everyone on their toes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was a hardcore champion once. I just didn't think that there was any reason for me to go after this one. What it's going to do for me.
And I got one for you, Adam, actually.
Okay. Well, and also, Jay, you have that ridiculously expensive jacket from that night too. So maybe
I know I didn't want to get it dirty. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have anything left.
Yeah. Spent it all on your clothes.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Now you got one for me.
So this one is from Sean at Sean with a W, not Sean with an E, 91.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Totally
very confused. So, Adam, what was your favorite entrance to watch for an opponent when you were already in the ring?
Oh, without a doubt, Taker. Absolutely. No question. There was just as soon as that, it's weird. As soon as your music stops, the rumble, like the anticipation of that gong, you can feel it immediately. And then when the gong hits and the lights go down, man, just next level, Yeah. I think that for me was the coolest. I was only in the ring, only worked Austin once. We worked him in a 6-man tag. That was pretty cool too. But man, and then when I got to team with Hogan and he came out to Real American for the first time in since his heyday, that was pretty amazing too. So, it's neck and neck, but I think that still the Taker thing, I think that was one that every night, whether it was on a house show, no matter what, it was always special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was special.
Yeah. Huh. What do you got, Birdman?
I was actually just thinking about the hockey sweater question again.
Okay.
For some reason. Because I'm just all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you remember we went to the hockey game in Tampa and we were getting noticed like crazy? Like, not like we wouldn't because we were super over, but like we were wearing hats and we were trying to be super incognito about it. And I remember like just screaming from a distance, like, Agent Christian, da da da. We're like, fuck, like we can't hide here. We were super over. And,
yeah.
And then, like, you were standing in front of me at a concession line, and I look at the back of your jersey, and it says Edge on the back of your jersey. Mm. And I said, hey, let me ask you a question. What does the back of my jersey say? And you went, oh, fuck, Christian. And we walk around like assholes with Edge and Christian on the back of our shirts, and we didn't even realize it.
even more assholeian is the fact that mine was 41, which was always my number, and yours was 1. So we're walking down the hallway, Edge and Christian, 411. Like, just screaming asshole. But I still had a neck collar at that point too, because that was after my first spinal fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember that night being afraid, like, oh, I hope somebody doesn't come up and like hit me on the back or pat me on the back and say, man, and that whole deal, because I was still pretty.
I should have tripped me.
I
should have tripped you at the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
I should have done. Yeah.
All right. What else you got?
I don't know. I was trying to find this funny one, and now I can't find it. I said I would read it after.
I just did. I got a funny tweet just now from
read it.
at N maniac and a maniac. It just says, it's a gif of me with the money in the bank. And it says, legend of the game, president of Killa Mentality. I don't know why. It made me pop. Killa Mentality. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
You got another one there, John?
I do. This one's actually from Mackenzie the Mark again, because I'm a big Avengers guy. So what are your guys' thoughts on the movie? And Adam, your thoughts on Fat Thor?
Ah, yes. I feel like I've been Fat Thor at periods of my life. So I could relate for sure. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I did see one edited, I guess in the DVD, the Blu-ray or whatever. It's a deleted scene where when Iron Man dies, and if you're going to complain to me that I just spoiled it, the movie's been out for like 7 months. I didn't spoil it. Screw you. So Iron Man dies, and then all of the heroes drop to one knee. And that was deleted out of the movie. And I thought, man, it was just a really powerful, like, it was a really good scene.
I don't think it should have been deleted.
Me neither. That's what I'm saying. I saw it, and I just thought, oh my God, how did that get cut out of the movie? But there you go. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I aspire to be Fat Thor, actually.
Can I say that I didn't see it? Is that going to get me heat?
Everyone expects that from you, Jay.
I don't know.
It's expected.
So much shit going
You
on.
listen to Britney Spears, and you don't go see Avengers movies. How are we friends?
I would go see a Clueless reboot if they did it. Just
I
saying.
probably would too, actually.
Yeah.
I had to think about it.
I actually do want to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I saw it yesterday.
How was it? Don't give me any spoilers.
It was good. It was very long.
Yeah, no, it's like 3 hours or some shit.
It didn't feel super long though.
No.
Some of the stuff didn't really add to where it went. But I mean, it was good. It was good. I mean, a great cast, and it was more than anything. It's like a love letter to Hollywood, is how it came across, and I think from that perspective, it was very cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing it this weekend as well. So
Yeah, it was. I mean, some great comedic bits in there. DiCaprio and Pitt especially, his character's really good in it. Everyone's really strong, you know. Yeah, it was good. But like I said, it's like a love letter to Hollywood. Really, is what I took away from it.
have you guys, while we're on movies real quick, have you seen that Midsummer movie?
I have not.
Yeah.
Nor will I. I don't even know what it's about. I don't know.
The Hereditary movie. Have you heard of that or seen it?
No.
Okay. It's a trip. I saw it over the weekend, and let me tell you, it just left me like going, "What the f did I just watch?"
Okay.
So if you're into kind of that stuff, then go ahead.
I am in the middle of watching Good Omens, which is based off a book by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, and I love the book. I loved it when it came out. It's one of my favorite books. So I was concerned how it would be translated, but Gaiman's involved. Pratchett's obviously not here anymore, but Gaiman's involved, so that made me feel better. I watched it. I love it. Jay, you wouldn't like it, but it's really, really good. Really well done. So yeah, I'm in the middle of Good Omens right now. There you go.
All right, I'm looking here.
All right, I got one from William Davis, and it's at Oridon. Top 5 Foo Fighter songs.
Oh man. Oh gosh. See, it's so tough. So tough. I mean, you have to put Everlong in there. You have to, whether it's been played a million times, whether you heard it a million times, whether you like, it's just one of those songs that, if you're talking about the Foo Fighters, it has to be in the top 5. It just has to. It's such a brilliantly written song. It's just so well done. Like, and Dave's talked about, they were doing a tour with Bob Dylan. He hadn't seen Dylan yet. He hadn't talked to Dylan yet. And he was in a back hallway, and Dylan comes up to me and goes, "Hey, that one song there, and I forget what he actually said. The one about breathe in, I'll breathe out or whatever. That's a good song. And then walked away. And he's like, "Whoa, Bob Dylan just told me that's a good song." I mean, and that's coming from Dylan, right? So I'd say Everlong has to be in there. Man, Walk for me is really a big one. Because that came out right as I was retiring, and the lyrics really just kind of spoke to me and everything that I was feeling at that point. So it has a very special place in my heart. Hey Johnny Park, which is kind of a deep track, but I really dig that song. Yeah, Hey Johnny Park is in there for sure. I want to say Stacked Actors, but I know there's a lot of other good ones too, and I'm going to leave some out and then realize after. There's also a song called Home that's really good, especially when I'm on the road, but it'll make you sad when you're on the road too. So I don't know if I answered that all the way, but yeah.
We'll
Those
take
ones
it.
are all pretty big. Yeah.
All right, Jay, I actually got one for you. This is from Matthew at Matty S90. Would you rather fight one bird-sized Paul Smackage or 5 Paul Smackage-sized birds?
Oh, man. Man, I don't know.
Either way, I think you're hosed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did I hear someone talking about birds, brother? Oh, you can't talk about birds of the feather. Oh, when they don't flock together, brother. Oh, let me tell you something right now, brother. Oh, the pause. I don't like being compared to birds. I don't like being compared to the bird, man. You can roll up a bird. You get that little flappy wing, put it over your neck. Oh, you get one of those little bird legs. Oh, and you cradle it nice and tight, like, brother. Oh, and I'll hold you down. You can't fly nowhere, brother. Oh, you can flap your wings, but you ain't going south, brother. Oh, my arms going north. That means it ends up in victory for me, brother. I'll just dress you with a little balsamic glaze. Oh, and your wings will taste so fine. Oh, I won't have to stop and get any Waffle House on the way, brother. Oh, I got my road bird right there, brother. Oh, I'm gonna walk out of there in my silk jacket. Oh, it'll be your blood on my hands, brother. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm so crazy right now. Oh, you say five birds, bird-sized ball smackages, or one size fits all, brother. Oh, I'm out of here.
His hand's going north. His hand's going north while the bird is going south, flying south and being held down. And yeah, silk jackets and Waffle House and road bird. Man, he was fired up today. I think took a few extra bumps of coke there, I think. Whew. It was intense.
One size fits all.
Yeah.
Whew. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's out of his mind, this kid. Yeah.
All right, I got one from Charlie Starr at Captain Bridger X. Who was the easiest person to rib and who was the most difficult person to rib?
Easiest person to rib.
Well, I mean, I guess Show was always, because he would react so big. Not just because he's a big Show, but I think, like, if you ribbed Show, it would get the desired reaction. So, and it was easy to get under his skin for sure. I would usually do it during matches though, where I guess he actually could have done more damage to me since I'm in a match with him. So I didn't think of it in that way. Probably wasn't the smartest thing. Hardest? I don't know. I didn't really try and rib people. I just joke around in the ring more than anything, I guess. What do you got there, Bird?
I had a good one here. Hold on a second. You're having a dinner party. you two and 4 other people from the business. They can be
You're not
past or
answering
present.
that? You're
Huh?
you're not answering the rib thing. You're just like moving
Oh, the
on.
rib thing. Yeah, Abyss was a
You don't
pretty
have
easy
to.
guy to rib.
Abyss was.
He's very
the
gullible.
Big guys, huh?
Yeah, he was. You'd tell him like you could say, you'd ask him like just like he could look at you and just like say something quick in passing, and you go, dude, like, are you hot at me for something? And he'd be like, what? I don't know. You just were short with me. And then he'd be upset that he thought you were mad at him, and he would follow you around for hours. Like, that's just the kind of guy that's like, bro, I'm not hot at you. Like, are you hot at me for thinking I was hot at you? Like, that kind of stuff. He was very gullible.
Yeah.
But like one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. So he just, didn't want anybody to be cross with him. So he was very easy in that respect to rib. So,
All right.
yeah.
So you're about to you were going into your next before I interrupted you.
Yeah, William Cassidy at Cassidy76_Will. You're having a dinner party. You two and 4 other people from the biz. They can be past or present wrestlers, managers, or commentators, or anyone involved. Who would they be?
Whew. Man. Gosh, that's really tough.
That is tough, isn't it?
I mean, it is, because my gut reaction is to go with people you like and get along with, and
Right.
you'll have a great meal with and lots of laughs and that. But it's also kind of cool to think, what would a table with Bruno, Steve Austin,
Yeah. Gorgeous George.
Yeah, like, what would happen there? And I think that's
Right.
probably the scenario I'd go with, rather than what I know, is just to sit there and watch what would happen with, let's say Gorgeous George,
Mhm.
Andre the Giant, Stone Cold, and one more. Right? Is it one more, Jay?
Who'd you say?
I said Gorgeous George, Andre the Giant, Stone Cold,
Mhm. Yeah.
and
And
there's one more, right? I mean, it's tough not to say Flair, but
yeah. Well, we've hung up Flair a ton.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Just like somebody. Oh, I hung out with Austin too, but
Man,
man,
who are you thinking?
I don't know. Like
Lou Thez or something?
Yeah. Gosh, that is really, really tough. Andre's got to be in there, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have Andre just to see how much he'd drink. Gorgeous George, because you got to have a guy who influenced Ali. Man, I don't know if I can. I'd have to think about that one longer.
It's out there.
Yeah.
I think we gave some good options.
Yeah. Right.
All right, I got one for you guys.
Okay.
This one's from Mikey Harrelson at WhoIsMike13. Do you see anyone on the current WWE roster coming close to the 16 world title record?
I don't think so, only because it seems like that style of title changes seems to come and go. And right now, this generation, it seems to have gone again, I think, coming off of the Attitude Era into the, I don't know, Ruthless Aggression Era or whatever it's called, or Modern Era. I think it kind of ended with like the Randys, the Hunters, the Johns, the Mees, holding a bunch of world titles. I think that was like the last for a little while, and then I think it'll come back around again. But it might skip this generation or this era, if that makes any sense. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm gonna full disclosure here. I was doing something else and I didn't hear the question.
Yep. Okay. Well, there you go.
What was it, John?
There you go. Welcome to my world, folks. This is.
What was the question? I'll answer it.
You don't. No, you don't get the question now. No, you're out.
I was trying to find another.
Plus, nobody cares about your opinion on that one anyway.
That's true. Batman at Austin DH 1994 has a question. Do either of you have any special hidden talents that not many people know of?
Am I going first?
I don't know. I was just saying, do you think I have any special talents that anybody might not know?
Well, no, everybody knows that you annoy people, so that's part of your job, right?
I'll say it. I'm a pretty good fucking cook. I'm gonna say it.
That's true.
I enjoy cooking,
That's true.
I can whip up some nice dishes, and I'm a hell of a whiz on the barbecue. I'm grilling meat fucking steak. Enjoy.
A whiz.
Yeah.
And you have a good running pace as well.
Yeah, I'm a good runner. Yeah.
I don't think that would necessarily be shocking though, looking at your legs.
No, cover a lot of ground. I think maybe cooking would probably shock people more than running.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I paint and I draw. Love mountain biking. Play the ukulele.
Can you?
Yeah. Better than the guitar, that's for sure.
It's pretty hidden. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I read a lot. I don't know if that's... yeah, that's pretty much it. I can...
I think you've had this question before. Andy Mack.
I tan very easily.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, you can. You could stand underneath a light bulb and get a tan. Piss me off.
Yeah.
Andy Mack at real_Andy Mack. I don't know if you've answered this before, so if you have, just tell us and we'll move on. Got to keep asking because I got to know. It makes me feel like he's asked before and I want to let him down.
Okay.
Adam, what went into changing of your finishers? Was it just to mix it up or injury related? What was your favorite? I was partial to the original downward spiral.
So the thing with the downward spiral is I was just trying to come up with something that I thought I could do to anybody, right? And at that point, I just, for whatever reason, I could not put anything together. And I want to say Canyon was doing something similar at that point. And I thought, well, maybe I could take that and, modify it a little bit. And instead of making it like a reverse Russian leg sweep, almost make it like I'm just pulling from back behind the head. And I think it confused a lot of people. Maybe it's just because I didn't give it long enough time to get over. But
right.
Usually, if it's a good finish, you can hear the reaction the first time you hit it. And that's kind of when you know you got a good finish, if you can get a reaction the first time you hit it. And it never really got a good reaction. So I thought, okay, well, I think I need to drop that and come up with something, different. And the spear was just an accidental thing. It was actually Dave Gangrel, when we had our angle just prior to you coming in. He was like, "Hey man, why don't you hit me with like one of those tackles that Goldberg guy does?" I was like, "Okay, sure." And I hit it on him, and Dave, man, everything he did was so intense and had such snap and like an erratic kind of pit bull vibe to it. Like he could take finishes like a beast, man. And and we opened the match with that, I think, and he just took it so great, and the crowd reacted. I was like, oh man, they really that's the most they've reacted to me yet. So yeah. So And then after Dave, and when Dave was gone from the company, I was like, well, maybe I'll start using his DDT almost as like a nod to him and my past and history and all of those things.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is a really long answer now. My favorite was, I know, but my favorite was probably the Educator, the submission that I did. That I used very sparingly. I wish I'd stuck with that because I really, really liked that move. I could be wrong, but I had never seen it before, and it happened accidentally one day. I was in the ring with Val, just rolling around, and I was like, "Hey, hold on a second!" And I hooked, and I spun, and I went, "Wait, has anybody ever seen this before?" And everybody's like, "No." I was like, "Okay, I think I got my submission." For whatever reason, I think I got hurt after that or something. I don't know. I kind of brought it back there at the end, but that's where I would have gone going forward. But I wish I'd done it sooner, and my neck would have been in a lot better shape.
No. Well, sticking on the finisher subject, Mr. Impact blog at Mr. Impact_blog asks, how come after you left TNA, the Unprettier became the kill switch? Was that your decision, or was that WWE's, or do I just have my facts wrong? I think I've talked about this before, but I'll say it again real quick. The Unprettier name happened as kind of a joke. So we were joking around backstage with the Hardys and that, and I jokingly said the name, where we was kidding, the move didn't have a name. And I don't know why I said the TLC song, but I said the Unprettier, and someone said, why that? And I said, because when I hit you with it, it makes you feel so damn unpretty. And everybody kind of laughed. And I guess one of the announcers heard us joking around about it and just happened to say it on air, and it stuck from there. And so when I left to TNA, when I came back, I kind of wanted a whole reboot, and I always felt like the name, the Unprettier, never matched the how kind of vicious looking that finish can look. So I had come up with the name The Kill Switch, and on my first night back, I was having a little conversation with Vince, and I brought up my point to him how I'd like to change the name of it, and told him the name, and he said, yep, it's done. Sounds good. That was it. Changed.
Well, since we're talking about finishers, I think it's probably time to finish this.
Ooh.
Anything about that?
Wait.
See that segue? See what I did there?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think we need to answer this pretty... let's do two more. Let's just do two more.
All right.
I feel like this is a pretty serious one here that needs to be answered. Nev at Sparkly Touch wants to know, what's your honest opinion?
Hold on. Sparkly Touch?
Yeah, that's what it says. Sparkly Touch.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your honest opinion on socks and sandals? Well, I'm going to give it to you. My honest opinion. First of all, you can always pick a Canadian out of a pack somewhere if you see sandals and socks. That is it's a Canadian fashion statement. Even on a bigger scale, sandals and work socks, those gray socks, the heavier gray socks with the white toe and heel.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty bold statement as well. The Canadians will rock. Yeah, I can always tell a Canadian when I see socks and sandals. I'm like, this motherfucker right here, Canadians. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I did it a couple times when I was younger just to try to follow the trend, and I didn't like it. I didn't like how the sock made my foot seemingly swish around in the sandal. I felt like I couldn't get a good grip. If anything came, I don't know, like you never know if a rumble broke out or something. You're
gonna get a beat at Rumble, are you?
Yeah. So
bad.
You never know what can happen. I just didn't like the feel of it. I didn't like the look of it. I still don't like the look of it. So that's my honest opinion on socks.
When you were rolling with the Jets, you just wanted to make sure you didn't slip and slide all over. You and Pony Boy. You've clearly never seen Outsiders or West Side Story. Okay, so
who, me? I love the Outsiders.
Well, I just said Pony Boy and you didn't even react, man.
It's my middle name, Pony Boy. William Jason Pony Boy Rizzo. You didn't know Pony that?
Boy. Yeah. Wee Willie.
Yeah.
So, full disclosure, I was one of those guys when I was going through. We lived on the beach, and I had like almost bell-bottom jeans. I had one length hair. I wore a poncho. I wore Birkenstocks, and I wore work socks. And that was my evening attire if it was cold on the beach. I was like, oh, okay, Birks with my works. Birks and works. Works
Birks
for
and
me.
works, bruh.
Yeah. Bruh. And I listened to a lot of Blind Melon.
Yeah. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain.
Yeah.
I like
Nice. Well
watching
done.
the pod.
Oh, I'm feeling some tones of home.
Yeah.
All right. So I would not, however, do that now. I also used to wear combat shorts with long johns underneath with Doc Martens. So
Was that your Pearl Jam face?
that was my Pearl Jam grunge face. Yeah. Which was directly after my Blind Melon Birkenstocks, my Birks and Works stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of resembled the Big Lebowski a little bit. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without the beard. Yeah. So on that note, or do you have another one?
Let me see here. I'm trying to find a good one here. Fuck. So many good ones. These marks that really want to know shit. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? This isn't the question, but I'm just going to say it's a yes. I love Hawaiian pizza.
What was your favorite debut or return to watch?
Oh, man. So debut, I distinctly remember Kane the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him coming out at Survivor Series and thinking, what is this? Like, I don't understand. And then seeing the way he worked and everything, I was like, man, this is kind of freaky. And I remember that leaving a very lasting impression, that debut. I was always excited when guys would come from NWA to WWF because, when Flair came or, when Kerry Von Erich came, that was like a big deal.
It felt big, right?
Yeah. So those were always super exciting, when Kurt Hennig first came over and he was Kurt Hennig and he wore the blue and white trunks, and then eventually Mr. Perfect happened. But I was excited when Kurt Hennig came, from following him in AWA and everything like that. But those were always really exciting for me. And anytime somebody comes back from an injury, it's always, guaranteed, fun reaction. What about you, Bird?
I liked when you came back at Royal Rumble. Just because you're my friend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Just at a moment of being nice. We should end it on that.
It's very rare.
Go for a loop. Let him think about what I'm up to. Why is this guy being so nice?
And now we have a week to chew on it, too.
Yeah. Chew on that shit. Yeah.
Well played, Birdman. Well played.
Yeah. All right. Till next week.
Well, till next week, Harley, rest in power.
Yep. Rest in peace, Harley.